which case study is on, and you can score accordingly. And for the benefit of the presenters, Nitin, wherever there is a technical problem or wherever there is a stop because of some technical issue, don't count that time. Let the presenters not lose that time. Give them the benefit. Okay.
I have a query. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a query. As a presenter, do we require to register anywhere else before we join the Zoom?
No, you have already registered so that you have received the link, right, on the Google
All
link.
right. Yes, yes. Any other form we do not, right?
No.
All right.
And one more thing, for all the presenters, when you are starting to present, introduce yourself, but do not mention your agency.
Yeah, that is what I wanted to say. Announce your name and the brand that you're presenting, but don't specify the name of the agency that was. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can
Let
you
us
once
start.
more show the scoring criteria? So 0 to this, and then you had a slide on that. If you can just show it once more.
Sorry?
You had a slide of the scoring criteria, right? The silver medal, the gold medal.
Oh, the brand, the range.
Yeah, the range, correct.
Yeah.
Can
So
you
show
just
them the range.
just once. Yeah.
No. Why? Please be comfortable. Unless and until you're comfortable, we will wait. Don't worry. 77 to 82 is bronze. 83 to 86 is silver. 87 to 100 is gold. Did every jury member get that?
Yeah.
Okay. Happy judging. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
can announce the first presenter so that we'll start the timer and let's be ready.
Yeah. Good morning to all. We are starting with the category Best Media Strategy, Consumer Products, Confectionery and Food. The duration will be 10 minutes per presentation. And starting with the first presentation, the entry ID is 326 and the brand is Cadbury Celebrations. Start with the presentation.
Let us know once you're ready, Nitin.
Yeah, just give me a second. Yeah, I'm ready. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'm ready to start.
Okay. You can start. Your time starts now. All the best.
Hi, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nikita Arora, and I'm here to tell you why Cadbury Celebrations yet again spent crores of rupees to make an ad that was not just a Cadbury ad. Chocolates are usually an impulse buy, mostly for self-indulgence. But Cadbury Celebrations is different. You see, unlike other chocolates, this one's meant for gifting during special occasions. So it has a limited window given that it thrives on the seasonal demand of sweet gifting. Diwali and Rakhi are the most widely celebrated and the most important occasions from the business standpoint, especially Diwali, which is crucial given that more than 50% of the brand's annual sales comes at this time. In 2020, the pandemic came and it changed all of us. COVID wreaked havoc on the people and the economy of the country, with countless people losing their source of livelihood. The consumer sentiment was down, and they were consequently cutting down on discretionary spending. After the first wave passed, the restrictions were relaxed just in time for the onset of festivals. But since consumers were only focusing on essentials, chocolates never made it to that list, rightfully so. The grocers were also now concentrating on stocking essentials, compromising our shelf space and our chances of being picked up by the consumers. Post the lockdown, while the big brands got on track with their big marketing budgets, it was the small stores that struggled to get back on their feet. Now, these were also stores that contributed to 77% of our brand's revenue. As a brand, we stood for generosity. We realized that if a brand as big as ours, with big marketing budgets, if we were struggling, what could even possibly be the plight of these small business owners? This was an opportunity for us to go beyond selling our product and stand for something more purposeful, more meaningful. So in 2020, we equipped thousands of small business owners with data, with tech, and with marketing budgets by introducing not just a Cadbury ad, where instead of asking people to buy a box of celebrations, we asked people to buy from local shops. We were beyond stoked with what the campaign did for both for the business of the small store owners and for our own business as well. But soon we got into the second wave, and almost every family was affected by it. The sense of gloom was now back, but it was coupled with fear and grief because almost all of us knew someone in our closest circles who had lost someone to COVID. The environment was no different from 2020. The consumer sentiment was weak. With everyone coping with grief, obviously no one was in any mood to celebrate festivities. The economy had started to recover from the pandemic, but the trade was still optimizing on essentials. Online Goliaths were now winning with their deep discounts. And with the boom of e-commerce, this pushed the offline retailers even further. The environment was similar, but from our last campaign, a couple of insights emerged. The first one was need for scale, because for every store that was featured in 2020, there were hundreds of other stores that could not be included in the campaign. By now, the adoption to digital had accelerated. Most local store owners heavily relied on their WhatsApp numbers for conducting business. This was their brand website. And most importantly, we realized that we needed to give the retailers something that they would not be able to achieve themselves. So moving beyond text-based assets, we wanted to give them shareable video assets that they could proudly promote, because these were people who were struggling to promote their own store, even in their own neighborhood. So we had to manage scale, customization, and shareability. We needed to create a mechanism that went beyond this and allowed individuals to make their own version of the ads and promote it and to promote their store through their WhatsApp contacts. So we only got the biggest brand ambassador and the biggest superstar in the country, Shah Rukh Khan, to be the face of countless small businesses. Now, what we did was that for every PIN code, we identified and partnered with local stores from 5 festive dependent categories. So there was clothing, there was footwear, electronics, opticians, and sweets. This information was fed real time as an input to the AI for modeling, basically to create Shah Rukh's voice modulations and face movement so as to personalize the store names for every single ad based on their PIN code into 500 PIN codes, effectively setting up 1,500 campaigns across platforms. And we don't want to spoil the Diwali for our team. So we automated the entire flow right from, feeding the information of the retailers to setting up, reviewing, and activating the campaign, all without a single manual intervention. And like I mentioned before, right, there were millions of small businesses which got impacted. It was obviously impossible to cover them all. So we took one more step. We gave the power to people. We provided the people an opportunity to use our tech and create an ad for their own local store or for any other store in their neighborhood, potentially giving lakhs of businesses a chance to make Shah Rukh their brand ambassador.
Big brands have big money to hire famous people, but not the small guys. And they are the ones who are still hurting. Presenting Shah Rukh Khan, My Ad.
Welcome, Shah Rukh Khan! He almost certainly has more devoted fans than any other movie star in the world.
Biggest movie star in the world.
Forbes have called him one of the biggest movie stars in the world.
We help small businesses by making Shah Rukh Khan, the world's biggest movie star, their brand ambassador.
इस दिवाली आप भी ना अपने पास वाले फैशन नोवा एम्पोरियम से ही कपड़ों की शॉपिंग करना। सिद्धिविनायक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स से लेटेस्ट स्मार्टफोन खरीदकर धमाकेदार सेल्फी पोस्ट करना।
क्या कर रहे हो? मीठा लाए कि नहीं?
We used machine learning to recreate Shah Rukh Khan's face and voice to take the local store names in the ads.
आप भी ना अपने पास वाली चॉइस ऑफ फैशन से ही कपड़ों की शॉपिंग करना। रॉयल फैशन से ही, एमके क्लॉथ्स से ही, पास वाली लक्ष्मी कलेक्शन से ही कपड़ों की शॉपिंग।
Different versions of the same ad with local store names were targeted as per the PIN code of the viewer, showing them only the nearby stores. But it is impossible to cover all the stores. So we gave the power to the people to create their own version of Shah Rukh Khan, My Ad. Any small business owner could promote their stores through their own social media networks like WhatsApp forwards and other social media pages.
It is Shah Rukh Khan selling your store, man. If you're a small-time retailer or a merchant, what an amazing thing to have.
Cadbury Ad is an ad campaign that has gone viral.
A new ad which stars Bollywood superstar Shah Rukh Khan is winning hearts all over social media.
And what we are learning is that over 1 lakh local stores have already created their own ad with Shah Rukh as a brand ambassador.
दुकानों के नाम Cadbury Celebrations के दिवाली एड में शामिल हैं।
सपने में भी नहीं सोचा था कि शाहरुख खान मेरी दुकान का ऐड करेगा।
Shah Rukh Khan, My Ad.
बस दिवाली तो यहीं पे मना ली सबने. Apart from the fact that every store owner was stoked to even see Shah Rukh promote their brand store, we covered over 500 pin codes, promoted over 2,000 plus owners through the ad alone. Over 130,000 ads were generated from the microsite by people logging on and creating their own version of the ad. The campaign set new benchmarks for all clients across CPG and new engagement benchmarks for Mondelez. It was a spectacular rescue for our business. With over 33 million packs sold, we saw a 35% growth in revenue. Over 440,000 stores sold celebrations. Impact soared so high that we generated PR worth $6 million. We also take comfort in the fact that our effort was a few drops in the ocean, where the Confederation of All India Traders clocked a 74% increase in Diwali sales, the highest ever in a decade. The campaign also brought home India's first ever titanium at the Cannes, over 8 Grand Prix, and over 100 plus awards won both nationally and internationally. It has opened up huge possibilities of AI-based innovations that most brands are using today. Our campaign was generous in its truest sense. We even included those categories who didn't stock us but were relevant in the season. We went in this campaign to win smiles, but we won hearts instead. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Moving on to the next presentation.
Yeah.
Can I share the screen?
The entry ID is 325. The brand is GCMFF Amul.
Please let me know if you can see my screen.
Not yet. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Great. I'm ready to start.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Your time starts now. All the best.
Good morning, everyone. Something I read recently which said that frugality may be termed the daughter of prudence, the sister of temperance, and the parent of liberty. In fact, bit by bit, whatever you see to be petty becomes plenty at some point in time, doesn't it? This is an excellent case of how Amul leveraged frugal marketing to seed in relevance for its brands. Our core objective for the brand in a post-COVID yet recovering India was, of course, to maintain consumer trust and confidence, and doing that by constant visibility, ensuring sales growth happens at a time like this, upwards of 15%, and of course, sifting for new opportunities given a fluid market media consumer situation to ensure the above two objectives are met as well. But you see, Amul faced its own challenges like any other business did. Now, the general consensus is that it's a dairy category and essential, why should it suffer? But certain categories did get affected during COVID, and therefore maintaining equilibrium during for sales was imperative for our brands. Not to mention the fact that we were dealing with a very large geography, widespread distribution with complicated matters further. For a category which was operating in 75 brands, aggressive targets for each, and a perennial problem of an A/S ratio of less than 1%. So we sifted through a lot of consumer insights. We listened into consumer conversations, and we came up with some key learnings as well. Quality continued to be circumspect even as we were in the fag end of COVID, and therefore seeding in trust and confidence for a brand was superlative. There was also a lot of concern over hygiene and safety of loose products, and that was an opportunity to push for packed and branded products. Of course, restaurants had opened up, but caution continued. And therefore, DIY food experiments, cooking exotic food at home, all continued. A lot of brands in the summer portfolio suffered, which was shakes and ice creams, practically anything that was cold continued to decline. And therefore, sales for these categories was imperative. Our media strategy quite clearly needed to have three pillars: creating buzz to push for sales. We needed to ensure a higher ROI, given that we were operating with an A/S, which was less than 1, and looking at consumer learnings, which would help us guide the way. Prudent and meticulous was our strategy, which would help us zero down on media opportunities prudently, keeping our guardrails on and meticulously detailing out every decision, ensuring that Amul's ethos and stature was maintained in a multifold manner and ensuring multimedia effort at scale. In doing so, the first media decision that we took was to steer in credence and assurance. Now, it was also a time when Amul was celebrating 75 years, and for a brand of that stature, this was a momentous occasion. What could we have done differently for a brand that did so much for the country? Would it be enough to do a 30-second corporate TVC or a boring full page or seminars that nobody would be interested in? Well, we thought differently and we seeded in a series of offbeat media interventions, ensuring the legacy was put to scale. This was not just a corporate milestone for us and no run-of-the-mill TV plans for us. News 18 Network was partnered to popularize 75 years over a 75-day association through zillion stories on historical milestones, hero stories, women empowerment, impact in society, and what have you. No corporate full pages for us. In fact, we tipped Times of India to pull out archive news from 1970s, back then when Operation Flood was instituted. A sequential reveal happened on the front page flaps, showcasing some of the decisions and landmark news that happened at that point in time. In fact, we also leveraged the power of storytelling on social media, revealing the entire narrative sequentially, whether it was Sardar Patel's involvement, the way Polson was got out of the country, and even how the very first dairy was instituted. A special film was made even for kids to woo them on the 75-year occasion. Amit Shah became our own ambassador and influencer, revealing the 75-year stamp as well. 75 days of media surround at a cost far lower than a standard media campaign, and we built legacy for Amul as well. The next media decision that we took was to push for at-home consumption for Amul Cool, which is a flavored milk brand, and woo the youth through sports and IPL. But we all know what IPL is all about: extravagant, exorbitant deals. You can practically do nothing with the money apart from just doing IPL. But we decided to think differently, and we became beverage sponsors for 5 IPL teams. No exorbitant rate, and definitely not compromising on any of the other surround campaigns. In fact, the Amul Cool Association ensured massive ground as well as TV and digital buzz for us, whether it was our cool Visi coolers placed in team zones, our ice boxes being seen in live matches, players consuming the product, or even Sachin Tendulkar's zillion tweets on Twitter. 70 IPL matches, and YouGov tells us 100 crore was the media value that we got at a fraction of a cost. The next media decision was, of course, to further our sports agenda and our youth agenda by seeding in Amul reminders prudently in cricketing tournaments. Now, we all know how tournaments are. They cost a certain way, and we were all about frugal marketing here. We decided to think differently, and we seeded in reminders for Amul Milk, creating something called as boundary reminders across India cricket tournaments, match after match, tournament after tournament, synchronizing the seeding in such a manner that it looked almost like an integration. In fact, this idea was really simple, and it made the brand omnipresent. 3,000 seconds of TV visibility and a media value that crossed crores of rupees. The next media decision was to push for packet sales. If you remember, I said loose products were circumspect. Simple homemade recipes helped us do that. Now, an expensive influencer campaign, zillions of rupees, was always possible. But Simple Homemade Recipes 2.0 was our own platform that had been going on for 800 plus days, 3,300 chefs from 50 different countries at absolutely zero cost. This time, we not only cooked exotic food, but we leveled up with festive recipes, state specials, and even master classes on core categories like chocolate and cheese. 20% sales uplift with this influencer-based campaign at no cost at all. The last media decision that we took was we decided to go after the quintessential moviegoer. Now, what could we have possibly done? Running a TVC in an empty movie hall with 50% occupancy? We all know what happened there. Or a movie channel plan on rerun of films. None of that would have worked. So we seamlessly seeded our summer brands, ringing in summer indulgence for categories like ice cream and shakes and cools, and brought the brand alive during the summertime. Let's take a look at some of the work. Clearly a stellar case in frugal marketing of how a brand can actually think at a time like this, leverage very simple ideas and build salience and unmatched talkability for itself at a fraction of a cost. We are known by no other name than being offbeat. Each of our decisions were prudently selected, meticulously executed, ensuring scale as well. We seeded in credence and assurance through Amul 75 years, got our own influencer in Amit Shah no less, clutter-breaking ideas on IPL and cricket for the youth, and we pushed for sales through simple homemade recipes, creating our own army of believers at zero cost. 30 lakh seconds of branded content, 1.8 lakh minutes on digital. Of course, the brand grew as well, and that's history. Everybody knows about how Amul's numbers have moved. Most trusted food brand as per YouGov, top 10 strongest dairy brands as per Brand Finance, and we again managed to create one of the buzziest brands 3 years straight. That's all from us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ritu.
Thank you.
Good.
Okay. Next presentation. Entry ID is 339 and the brand is Cadbury Perk.
Perk disclaimers. Are you ready, Pratik?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm sharing my screen.
Yes, we can see that.
1 second. Let me just put it on the presenter view and just confirm if you are able to see the full view. Okay. Can you guys see the full screen or you are able to see the presenter view?
We can see the full screen.
Perfect. Great. Can I start?
Yes, you can start. Your time starts now. All the best.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Pratik Davda. And as you go through the next 2 hours stressfully, judging one entry after another, I will try and stay true to the brand proposition of Perk to try and keep it light. Cadbury Perk is a chocolate wafer biscuit marketed as a light and refreshing eat. But the category in which operate doesn't take it light, as Perk faces stiff competition from big global players like Nestle and also local heavyweights like Priya Gold Snacker, which offers a stronger value for proposition. Now, the intense competition had started showing on the brand imagery scores as we started seeing a dip, which also ended up impacting the consideration and trials, which of course led to a growth stagnating for 2 quarters back to back, followed by a 7% drop in sales in the most crucial quarter for us. Thus, the key task for Perk was to improve the consideration and trial scores, and most importantly, arrest the decline in sales and grow by over 18% from the previous quarter. So Perk's core audience is the today's youth, whose interests are ever evolving. And hence we decided to go back to the drawing board to understand what they like, what are their passion points, and also their pain points. And as happy-go-lucky as they may seem, right, they have their own struggles. As we tried to understand them closely, we realized that the youth today is stressed out, burdened by expectations, and facing pressures from all corners. They're juggling between education, relationships, and a career. They also have to take care of their mental health and keep at it on a daily basis. And to make things worse, they are afraid to express themselves for the fear of being judged, trolled, or even bullied. So the only way to make them consider us was to ensure that we consider them and not just their passion points, but also their pain points. All we needed to do was stay true to our brand proposition of being fun and light and urge the youth also to take it light and help them relieve their stress, even if it is just for a few moments. So we needed to take up a pain point that can be addressed easily. And one such pain point was the rise of cancel culture. Today, almost anything on the internet can offend someone or the other, initiating a typical chain reaction with never-ending debates, abuses, boycotts, apologies, and even debates over apologies, right? And this goes on and on and on. Now, this phenomena of wanting to shut down, silence, or boycott something that doesn't conform to one's belief is known as the cancel culture. The youth had a clear stand on cancel culture. They simply wanted to live their life to the fullest, and they were happy to let others also make the most of it. While they disagreed on a lot of issues, they rarely voiced their concern. Also, they acknowledged the rise in cancel culture, but a staggering 83% of them did not approve of it, nor did they take any action to stop it. Having said that, they have always shown support to any positive movement that promotes or complements their philosophy of live and let live. Finally, they considered humor as the best form of expression to communicate any issue. So while we came to now understand that they liked, what they disliked, what their opinions were on everything, we could now talk to them in their own language of wit and humor. But their media habits are very tricky. Sure, they're online 24/7, but in times of endlessly scrollable content, they swipe up on a video within seconds if they don't like it. They simply move from one trending topic to another and then another and another in a matter of minutes. The attention span is going lower and lower, and it's practically impossible to get them to view an entire ad unless it's a bumper ad. Well, so if they wanted us to talk to them in brief, so be it. If they wanted us to keep moving from one trending video to another, so be it. To counter the short attention span, we launched a campaign with an only bumper ads to ensure that we have high view-through rates, and of course, we manage the cost effectiveness. And to counter their habit of jumping from one topic to another, we decided to follow the good old tactic of chasing them. We latched onto the trending topics, but there was a challenge. Trending topics are different for everyone, and they're constantly getting in and out of the trending list, right? Hence, we partnered with Google to create a custom API for YouTube to shortlist videos that were trending and screen them for brand safety, ad fraud, and viewability, and added a quirky but contextually relevant parody disclaimer before the video so as to mock the cancel culture and also share a few laughs in the process. So for example, if a user was seeing a video on Valentine's Day featuring balloon decorations, the perk disclaimer would say, this may promote unrealistic body standards for balloons. Also, if they were watching a recipe video which featured a pressure cooker, the disclaimer would read, may contain scenes of inappropriate whistling at strangers. We created thousands of such tongue-in-cheek disclaimers by analyzing trending videos and popular searches on every day on YouTube during the entire campaign period. And these disclaimers were created and basically put up on all the videos across the passion points, be it popular movies, songs, sports, and events. You name the category and we were present. We were following them. So let us show you how we brought this to life.
जान लीजिए आप कर सकते हैं हम नहीं कर
So it can be
contains scenes of graphic violence against carrots. This video might be triggering for viewers facing water shortage today. Contains no representation of curvy body types.
Sixth or eighth, depending.
Well, we didn't just stop there. We further continued to drive our disclaimers across pretty much everything. Shows on OTT platform, real life articles on social media. And yes, a woman did get offended because they served chicken biryani instead of mutton biryani. You see why this campaign was needed? Buzz was generated over Twitter with influencers driving content in their own unique and quirky styles. Well, the results are there for everyone to see. We drove 7.1 percentage points uplift in consideration and a 2.4 percentage points uplift in trials. We also delivered a 20% growth over sales target of versus 18%. On a closing note, I would just like to call out that Perk Disclaimers has already won 14 awards across media forums globally, including the coveted Cannes Lion. And it's highly likely that we'll win the prestigious Emvies Gold. Hence, I wanted to leave other presenters with a disclaimer that if you don't win, don't get offended, just grab a perk and take it light. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the next presenter. Entry ID is 314 and the brand is Cadbury Dairy Milk Silk.
Is my screen visible?
Yes.
One second.
Sure, no problem. Let me know when you're ready.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay. Your time starts now. All the best.
Good. Good morning, everyone. I'm Krishnaraj Ganesh, and I'm here to spill few secrets about love. We all have seen romantic Bollywood movies and its grand gestures of protagonists going to great lengths to express their love. This is exactly what drives RTG to go far for love. Cadbury Dairy Milk Silk for over a decade has positioned itself as a premium chocolate, an indulgent treat to be enjoyed with your loved one. It has successfully become the second largest brand in the category. As we all know, Silk is a catalyst of love, inspiring Gen Zs not to just express love, but in fact, go far for love. And has always been a perfect gift for your bae. Silk campaigns have always motivated people to participate, act, and share, because just one-way communication doesn't work with this audience. Gen Zs have seen tech overtake many physical aspects of their life, moving from offline stores to e-com, CDs to Netflix and Spotify, and even replacing cash with cards. Thanks to social media and the plethora of information available at their fingertips, they are in constant hunt for something new and cutting edge. Even when it comes to expressing love, they don't want to settle for the old tactics, but they look for personalized experiences. Basis the Google Trends report, the highest intent shown by the Gen Z for gifting or looking for any ideas to impress their loved ones is during the Valentine's month. There is a clear peak in searches around these keywords compared to other months, which is a massive opportunity to engage with Gen Z audiences. This is where exactly Silk tries to own the Valentine's Day year on year. Almost all the marquee brands are vying for Gen Z's attention, with comms glorifying their product customized for Valentine's Day. Since Valentine's Day is a time-bound occasion, it leaves only a couple of weeks for everyone to dominate the space, leaving the little time for Silk to create awareness, drive consideration, and generate sales. To win the Gen Z's heart during the Valentine's Day, Silk didn't only need to speak the language of love, but needed to do so in a way that it would be empathetic to the realities of young love. Silk's task at hand was not to just break the advertising clutter, but most importantly, to deliver the sales growth of 15% in just 15 days, which was a towering target to achieve. I'm here to tell you how Silk connected with audience to help them celebrate this Valentine's Day. With a view to make Valentine's Day 2022 even more special for the young couples, Silk launched the Heart Pop Blush Pack. I'm sure we must all write to our parents at some point of our dating years, but also considering the Indian culture, young love is often met with disapproval and is frowned upon. Youngsters go to great lengths to hide their relationships from families and friends, from hiding the social media account from family, to saving numbers with different names, to making random excuses for coming late. The trials and tribulations of young love is endless. Parents think that they know everything about their kid, but do they? While Gen Zs go to plan this special day in full swing with over-the-top gestures, all of it is not possible, as they often keep their love life as a secret. Silk's strategy this year had to change from how far will you go for love with over-the-top gestures to how far will you go to make them blush secretly, introducing the Cadbury Silk innovative and unique campaign, Cadbury Silk Secret Messages. Silk launched the industry first tech innovation using its limited edition pack. We used the power of AR for couples to send hidden messages that could be only seen by the recipient. Gen Zs could simply scan the QR code on the pack, directing them to microsite to write the secret messages for the special someone. The message could be only shared to the recipient with a link for them to read it. Now here's the catch. The eager recipient can only reveal the secret message when they click on the link, open the camera and point the phone to any nearest Silk ad. Here is the glimpse of how we executed the campaign.
Well, we have a 16-year-old son. Girlfriend? No. He's too young for that.
Only studies and sports.
Yeah. I mean, we think that career comes first. He will have lots of time for romance later.
Thanks to this mindset of Indian parents, most young romances turn into secret romances. On Valentine's Day, Cadbury Silk, a brand that stands for young love, used AR to turn every Silk ad into a declaration of love. Cadbury Silk presents Secret Messages. The sender simply scanned a Silk pack, typed a cute message, and pressed send. The receiver simply pointed their phone at any Silk ad, and voila! The ad turned into the secret love message, which only they could see. Billboards, print ads, posters, and even TV ads could be scanned to reveal the secret message. And no parents objected, as none of them could see it.
The campaign was a huge success with over 1,000 million impressions generated through multiple platforms such as display, social, video, and audio, and 2.1 million people visiting the microsite. We received an overwhelming audience engagement with 1.5 million plus secret messages sent. In addition, the campaign generated 1.5 million earned PR in just 15 days. It does not stop here. The campaign also helped us collect over 1 million unique identifiable first-party data that could be leveraged for future campaigns. We received an overwhelming response resulting in 27% growth in sales in limited edition pack over last year, corresponding at a massive 12% growth in the revenue. In conclusion, Silk helped young love blossom in India, one secret message at a time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next presentation, the entry ID is 344. The brand is Cadbury Gems.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, and do let me know once my screen is visible to everyone.
We can see the presenter.
Just give me 1 second, please. How about now?
We can see the full scene on full screen. Yes.
Okay, just give me 1 second, please.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let me know once you're ready.
Sure. I'm ready and good to go.
Okay. Your time starts now. Go ahead. All the best.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you. This is how I have celebrated my birthdays, with all my friends around me, cheering and wishing me at the top of their voices, followed by fun and games for hours. But in 2021, I had my friends wishing me like every year, but this year over a video call. which ended barely after a few minutes of them wishing me. Hello everyone, I am Rupesh Shah presenting how Gems celebrated the world's biggest birthday party. COVID changed so many things in our life, not just financially or mentally, but also socially. It was such that social gatherings were taken over by social distancing. While it was bad for adults, it was worse for kids. From going to school and being with their friends, they were asked to attend school virtually. Playgrounds were replaced with mobiles and laptop screens. COVID didn't only change their media habits, but also their preferences. With all the essentials being ordered online, the kids had newer options of chocolates. However, this shift in the consumer grocery buying pattern had a large impact on Gems sales. We all know that marketing to kids is tough, and with Mondelez, it became more challenging as they have a signatory to marketing to kids policy, which states that we cannot directly address to kids, and they had to take a long route of creating co-viewing movements, drive appeal amongst parents to attract a purchase for the kids. With the Google Lighthouse research and understanding the child behavior theory, we got to know kids get amazed with the new products and experiences. Therefore, we plan to leverage this opportunity and be the first choice of kids by devising a product revamp. We announced a new packaging with the formulation, more chocolatey, more playful, to celebrate the birth of the new Gems in a playful way, presenting Cadbury Gems Big Birthday Party, Cadbury's first virtual party, and we had all the elements that excited not only kids, but their parents. And hence, we planned it on the 75th Independence Day, hosted by kids' favorite cartoon character, Chhota Bheem, and YouTube kids superstar, Ayu and Pihu. We took to celebrity moms and leveraged 100 plus moms WhatsApp group, instigated hyper-local targeting with customized banners for registration, and sent SMS and emailers to our first party audience as reminders. To draw attention, we had a theme song that built intrigue in kids, and we surprised them with all the fun elements on the microsite. They had Gems games, Gems quizzes, Gems virtual factory tour, send art with Gems, and even magical illusions. While the experience was taken care, we ensured that the product is being the core for the experience. Let me show you how we celebrated the world's biggest birthday party. Do let me know in case if there are any sound or any other issues.
The world changed for all of us this past year, but it changed most of all for children. Classrooms went digital. Joysticks and screens replaced swings and slides. And children could no longer meet or play with their friends. The need for safety was so pressing that everything from learning to leisure moved indoors, changing children's lives and resulting in them suffering silently, often unable to comprehend why they were homebound. But that's not all that had changed. Cadbury Gems, a much-loved brand amongst kids, also went through a complete brand renovation and was also now more chocolatey. So we decided to celebrate the birth of the new Cadbury Gems with the entire nation.
देखो दिल्ली से भी लोग आए हैं, हाय, और हैदराबाद से भी, नागपुर से, दार्जिलिंग से, अहमदाबाद, सूरत, कोलकाता, कन्याकुमारी से भी, नॉर्थ, साउथ, ईस्ट, वेस्ट, हर जगह से, वाओ, लगता है पूरा इंडिया आया है.
Presenting the Cadbury Gems Big Birthday Party, a first-of-its-kind virtual celebration, where families from across India were invited to come together to celebrate the joy of childhood with a tune that captured the spirit of the Cadbury Gems Big Birthday Party. The kids also had their favorite cartoon characters, Chhota Bheem, and YouTube superstars Ayu Pihu for company at this grand celebration. Social media was buzzing with news about the Cadbury Gems Big Birthday Party, with celebrity moms and mommy influencers getting the word out about the event. And the campaign went hyper-local using real-time data to create banners with customized and relevant messaging to drive more participation, reaching millions of families across the nation. The Gems Big Birthday Party was packed full of entertainment, with games, quizzes, magical illusions, a virtual factory tour, sand art, and more. And it gave everyone the opportunity to be kids again. The outcome? More than 1 million people visited the Cadbury Gems Big Birthday Party website from across more than 750 cities in India, and more than 260,000 registered for the event. We also tied up with orphanages across India for those kids who weren't able to register for the event, and we brought the party to them, creating an atmosphere of fun and frolic. But best of all, Cadbury Gems made it a fun-filled and memorable day for families who've been home for so long, and added a touch of normalcy to their lives in a world that has been anything but normal.
The birthday party was a success in all aspects, and the results are brand sales went up by 50% compared to a negative 5-year CAGR. Around the campaign period, business saw a scale up of 84% over the last 3-month average. As for campaign results, more than 2.6 lakh registered for the event and over 1 million plus unique users visited the website. Our We Invite video registered 4.5 million views. On brand scores for a fun brand went up by 9%, and a brand for me score increased by 22%. And the party is not over yet, judges. With this, we were able to make this birthday party so exciting that the Gems birthday party was officially announced as the biggest virtual birthday party by Guinness World Record for the most attendees. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Moving to the next presentation. The entry ID is 320, Cadbury Dairy Milk.
Am I audible?
Yes.
1 second. Is the view proper? I mean to say, is it the present view?
We can only see a blank screen.
Okay.
Are you ready to go?
Okay, I'm ready. Shahid Khan?
Yes, your time starts now. All the best.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Conrad Ribello. I'm here to present how an age-old brand like Cadbury Dairy Milk continues to win with the youth. Over the last 5 years, Cadbury Dairy Milk has positioned itself as the maker of happiness, a sweetener of interpersonal relationship, fortifying its belief that there is innate goodness in everyone, with the proposition of kuch acha ho jaye, kuch meeta ho jaye. While going after mass audience to increase penetration and sale was working well for Cadbury Dairy Milk, there wasn't anything specific created for the youth, one of the biggest consumer base of chocolates. This was risky as all other brands in the category targeted this segment, 5-Star Silk, Kit Kat, Perk, Snickers, to name a few. Hence, to win with this audience, we needed to reinforce brand love through special media intervention, which would appeal to this audience while continue being true to the code of generosity. One thing that defines the youth and sets them apart from other age group is their usage of social media. Almost all of the youth today have grown up with social media being a big part of their life, which not only commands a lion's share of time spent in the day, but also defines how they perceive the society and themselves. Today's youth is particularly becoming a target of cyberbullying, but the problem becomes even more amplified when it comes to social media. To save themselves from the mental agony, some youth even choose to deactivate their accounts, but giving in to hatred only encourages the bullies' unacceptable behavior. While trying to understand the situation better, we uncovered something called the bystander effect, a psychological phenomena which inhibits people to stand up against the oppressive act with higher number of witnesses. Cadbury Dairy Milk wanted to instigate a behavioral change by helping people to move from being just a bystander to standing up for their loved ones by using a simple tool which cut across all the barriers. In 2019, we introduced the purple heart as the icon against cyberbullying, an emoji available on every mobile that could be used to drown out cyberbullies and trolls. Comes 2021, we realized we needed to get the users to take the first step. We wanted to tell users how their silence and apathy deepens the problem and show them how ignoring bullying could cause a lot of damage. They needed to know how a small action of support from them could do wonders to the bullied. We thus crafted our media strategy around a prominent behavior of skipping, which has been a mainstream by video platform. Skipping an ad where the protagonist is being bullied would be similar to ignoring the plight. Taking an action of posting a purple heart would be a small step that people needed to do to stand up against bullying. We deployed a series of videos across digital platforms which focused on the bullied. At the end of every video, the users was given an option to support the bullied by clicking on the purple heart. If users skipped the ad, a new video would serve to them where the situation escalated. This was repeated until the users broke his or her silence and came out in support of the bullied. If at any point the users choose to click on the purple heart, they would be shown how their action helped improve the situation, and they would never be shown any purple heart ad as they have taken the first step and broken their silence on this topic. We replicated this across 3 themes of bullying: sexism, racism, body shaming. We went to create conversation by Purple Heart Collective, where we extended help to those who needed the most by offering professional counseling from experts. Let's have a look at how we brought this entire execution into life.
Social media is a life force for the Indian youth. But they've been reeling under the impact of cyberbullying it also brings.
Somebody wished that I got pregnant and the baby died inside my stomach.
Victims of cyberbullying get affected not just by the hurtful comments, but also by the apathy shown by their own friends on the internet. The garb of anonymity that mobile screens give make people act in nasty ways which they wouldn't do in the real world. Bystanders don't intervene, not only because they don't know what to say, but also because the screen simply doesn't allow for them to see the deep despair felt by the victims. Cadbury Dairy Milk believes that there's still one thing that can inspire empathy among youngsters: our purpose of generosity. We gave it a new dimension of standing up for the cyberbullied through a simple purple heart emoji.
Stand against cyberbullying with a simple emoji.
To nudge people to take action, we made the pain felt on the other side of cyberbullying visible. We came up with an industry-first idea that turned the viewers of our Heart the Hate videos into a real-time witness of cyberbullying. If the viewer ignored or skipped the ad, They are shown another ad where the victim is again cyberbullied, facing mounting anguish. This went on till they chose to click on the corner white button of the video to post a purple heart for the victim in the ad. We brazenly tailed them till they broke their silence and took a stand against cyberbullying. We created many more stories that showed the different forms of cyberbullying. These were based on our viewers' areas of interest to garner empathy. We reached our consumers on apps where they were most present, like Savan and Spotify, to drive our message over audio.
See how your action can support the victims of cyberbullying. Tap the banner to take a stand.
We also used youth-centric platforms like Filter Copy, Terribly Tiny Tales, and Humans of Bombay, as well as influencers to drive relevance. We spoke to our audiences directly through the Purple Heart Collective, which included panel discussions, virtual open mics, and webinars.
We're so proud of you that you stood up with your friend. Whenever someone shows any kind of solidarity or positive response to the victims of cyberbullying,
By hate is unskippable, we inspired a movement, and the result said it all. The campaign helped 3 million people take the first step against cyberbullying by posting a purple heart. Brand recall amongst TG increased by 15.8%. Brand consideration scores amongst youth went up by 3 points versus previous quarter. Brand sales increased by 21% during the same period against a 3 years CAGR of 14%. To conclude, it would be a stretch to say that Cadbury Dairy Milk has stopped cyberbullying, but it's definitely a step in right direction. One small step, if taken with a sizable number of people, can surely make this world a sweeter place to live in. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, Nitin. Okay. Yeah. The next presentation and the last presentation of this category, the entry ID is 323 and the brand is Cadbury Lickables.
Let me know. Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Allow me to share my screen, please.
You can start sharing the screen directly. We can see the presenter view, not the full screen. Yeah, now you can see the full screen. Let me know once you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. Shall I start?
Yes, you can start. Your time starts. All the best.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Apeksha Dhuri from Way Makeup. In the next 10 minutes, I will tell you how did we use Art of War to win in clutter category. Let's do this by going through the case study of Cadbury Lickables Playpad, Scan to Unlock Growth. Cadbury Lickables is a lick and enjoy liquid dairy milk treat with a twist of Oreos and Wheat Krispies that comes with a free toy for the kids. With many players in this category is very cluttered, Lickables always face strong competition in this field. To excel in this clutter space, we received the brand task to grow Lickables portfolio by 30%. To accomplish the task, we follow Sun Tzu's Art of War's 3 key principles. First, if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. Second, you can be sure in succeeding in your attacks if you only attack places which are undefended. Third, attack him where he is unprepared. The essence of these principles in our brand's context transform to 3 pillars. First, deep dive of brand to understand ourselves and find out key challenges. Second, deep dive of category to analyze category competition and scope of differentiation. Third, deep dive of media to identify key touch points and experiences to reach the core audiences. Now let's see our findings. This brand is very popular among kids, but unfortunately, there is global media policy that Mondelez cannot market to kids. Challenge was how to reach to kids and build engagement. Food plus toy category thrives on value adds like toys with very less differentiation. Even the slight increase in the toys quality could lead to high prices, thereby reducing sales. Our challenge was how to find white space in this cluttered space. In media, we found our core audience are kids, but their media behavior has changed from physical toys to digital screens consumption. Digital became their #1 media of choice. Challenge was, how do we leverage digital media without targeting these kids on digital space? These challenges open window to 3 vital opportunities, like brand, create an experience and brand offering which is encouraged by parents. In category, add dimension to the brand and establish differentiation. In media, create a unique experience for kids by leveraging digital. Hence, we launched Playpad app, virtual world of learning and fun, where user interface and simple user experience is built keeping in mind kids and parents. Activation app is very simple. Fill in your sign-up details, enter OTP, and unlock the world of augmented reality, gaming, and learning. Once you have activated the app, use the augmented reality interface. See the character coming to the life. Learn about animals and experience the characters in your home. You can interact with the characters like pinch of zoom, 360-degree rotation, various action buttons, and also unleash the information and fun facts about it. Playpad also provided interactive gaming experience for further engagement with the co-teaching. Playpad is designed to be endorsed by parents to enhance their child's development through an experience that combines play with learning. The key enablers are the popular cartoon characters that children can already familiar with, like Chhota Bheem, Singham, Caddy, and friends. Users are encouraged to repurchase the Lickables pack in order to unblock the additional levels in the app by scanning the QR code or entering the code printed on the product packaging. Now that we have seen how we built unique user experience, let's see how did we acquire users. Adhering to the brand safety, we activated high-reach platforms to maximize app installs, like automated ads on Meta, customized universal app campaigns on Google, and email marketing with various affiliates. Created and deployed extensive series of disruption posts on social media to share the feel of augmented reality. Further scaled up app downloads by unlocking beta partnership with Paytm, which is #1 financial app in the country, and Jio, which is the market leader in telecom. We co-created a custom funnel-based user experience with a reward mechanism. The experience was native in their respective apps, which gave us extensive reach. Deployed contextual ads to target precise relevancy. YouTube is a big part of the kids' lives and has the greatest influence on them. We leveraged YouTube Kids influencers like Ayu Piyu, My Miss Anand, and Paris Lifestyle to promote the app. To make the data-driven decisions for promotions optimization, we partner with Branch for attribution, onboarded GA4 to consistently track the performance of the app plus user behavior, and Firebase to ensure seamless data flow. The strategy worked and we received overwhelming results. But before that, let's see the AV.
For years, the donor segment has been built and dominated by one player alone. We wanted to change that, which is why we launched Cadbury Dairy Milk in Lickables to join Gems Surprise and expand the donor portfolio. However, the macro environment was also changing. Our research indicated a trend of kids spending more time in front of screens rather than with physical toys. We saw this as an opportunity to revolutionize the donor segment, enter Cadbury PlayPad, and it gives them access to rich interactive experiences like augmented reality and gaming. With the groundwork for the PlayPad app in place, we took to social media with a campaign that drove awareness and downloads for the app. We created an extensive series of disruptive posts, influencer content videos, and contextual ads, which not only engaged families with novel content, but also promoted repurchase of donor packs to unlock more stages in the app. The hard work yielded us fantastic results. PlayPad has been instrumental in making donor portfolio the fastest growing portfolio in Mondelez, India. For years, the
As you saw in the AV, we witnessed fantastic results. Enormous 7 million plus app installs. We didn't advertise for #1 ranking on the App Store, but we created an app which secured organically the #1 rank in the edutainment category within launch. PlayPad proved powerful for engaging consumers and recorded 13 million plus app sessions, 5 million plus in-app engagement. Average time spent on the app was 10 minutes. We exceeded the expectation in achieving the brand task by recording incredible 40% year-on-year growth in Lickables portfolio. The portfolio became the fastest growing portfolio in Mondelez, India. The media strategy also empowered Mondelez with enriched 5 million plus first-party database and established its readiness in the cookieless world. So why is this category unique, or why is this strategy unique? We created new template where brand proposition comes alive in physical and digital touch points seamlessly. Strategy is scalable and it's being explored for other Mondelez markets. Mondelez can't market to kids and couldn't shout out competition in TV. So we created unique experience like PlayPad to convert challenge into opportunity. In the world where 1:1 marketing personalization becomes important, we are already future ready, where we are using our first party data to power not just Lickable, but larger Mondelez digital planning using FPD. This is how we used Art of War for Lickables and grew their portfolio. Thank you.
Thank you. Smita, can you please call up the next presenter?
Yes, thank you.
Are we done with the category?
Yes, we are done with the category. Now the next category, Best Media Innovation Audio.
Sorry,
The
just
duration
one.
will be
Sorry,
7.
Smita. Hi, Smita. There are some questions on the WhatsApp group. If you could please have a look at that before
We will reply to that.
Thanks.
Just wait. And one more thing, if everyone are done, we can go ahead with the next presentation. If you want us to wait for a while before going to the next presentation, we can, until you submit your scores, we can wait.
A request to all the presenters, please just say your name off. Don't call the agency name. A request to all the presenters.
Jury members, are we good to go for the next category?
Yeah, we'll just answer those queries on the group, but just moving to the next category. Best Media Innovation Audio. Starting with the first presentation, the entry ID is 1435. The brand is Amazon Seller Services Private Limited.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah,
are you just let us know once you are ready.
Sure. All right. Please let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes. The full screen. It's not on full screen.
Yeah, I'll get it now. Can you see it on full screen mode?
Yes.
Great. Okay, I can start. Hi everyone, I'm Daya and I'll be presenting the Amazon Youth Anthem case study today.
Tú eres de los que creen que no tienen suerte.
Que a ti nunca te ha tocado nada. Que no te ha caído nada del cielo.
How are you feeling? Confused? Annoyed? This is how a lot of Indians feel with the ads that they're being shown today. They don't see themselves represented in these ads, and they don't feel like these ads relate to anything that they've actually experienced. And this is despite the fact that the next phase of India's e-com story is going to be driven by youth from non-metros. In fact, only 18% of these audiences actually feel represented in the ads that they're being shown. So at Amazon, we obviously recognize this opportunity, and we wanted to reach out to these audiences in these markets. And we wanted to address them and familiarize them with our RTBs. The RTBs namely being selection, affordability, and convenience. But the question was actually how? I mean, we could have done the regular display ads and translated it into Hindi, but no. I mean, we could have also done video ads and again, translated it into Hindi. But no, that's not what we wanted to do. Unlike existing advertising, we wanted our messaging to go beyond this, beyond the basics, and we wanted it to instead find resonance with this audience. We wanted it to talk to this audience and emerge, and the language of the ad itself needed to emerge from the audience's everyday language. So then how? We wanted to also maybe, we wanted the messaging to celebrate the joie de vivre of their world. And that could, in a way, sort of drive the messaging into the audience's mind and thus pop culture. However, small town India is not a homogeneous group. It's actually a mosaic of languages, cultures, values. I mean, take UP, right? In UP, everyone speaks Hindi, but the tone and the manner differs across regions. You have Brij Bhasha, you have Awadhi, you have Bhojpuri. So then how can we create messaging that resonates across audiences, but still stays true to feeling local? And all the while, it also needs to highlight the joys of shopping on Amazon through relatable references. For this, the first step was to kind of analyze our audience being the youth. At the heart of it, these audiences consider themselves content creators. They are very proud of their roots, and they have turned pop culture into a shorthand for communication with their peers. And actually, there lies your answer. What better way to reach out to this audience than pop culture? And who better to create messaging for these audience on pop culture than the very creative people it's aimed at? Which is why we crowdsourced the lingo from these audiences, from the youth that is, and created 2 bespoke songs that spoke about celebration in shopping. For this, the first song was in Bhojpuri, and this is largely because of its strong hold over the eastern and central India. With its rich, vibrant culture, its strong roots in community, and its eruption into the pop culture scene today, Bhojpuri songs are take for example, the fact that Bhojpuri songs are among the top 5 most promoted songs on YouTube. They're also the most consumed content on OTT. So it was a natural fit for us. And while Bhojpuri would primarily target Central and Eastern India, we also created a second song in the other most popular regional language in HSM, namely Punjabi. But it wasn't enough that we created this content. We also needed to amplify it. For this, we would have to amplify it across key touch points. And for this, we uploaded the anthem on popular short video regional apps, supported it with a hook step challenge, and watch it just take off in a few days. We also supported the campaign by leveraging your student ambassador program, where popular tastemakers from colleges were enlisted to post about the song across their social profiles and seed it into conversations on messaging platforms like WhatsApp. Besides this, we also promoted the song across popular OTT, and we leveraged all of these zeitgeisty platforms like Scoop. So now, without further ado, let's look at the final product and what was the reception.
साहस डोलावे लो, निमन निमन सरिया हो, कौन बजाए
समझदारी के बाद फोनवा तो उठावाना अरे सुने हो घर से शॉपिंग करने में ईको लग ही सोनवा फेवरेट एक शॉप हमारी नाम अमेज़न बा घर से शॉपिंग करने में ईको लग ही सोनवा फेवरेट एक शॉप हमारी नाम अमेज़न बा
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can call out the next presenters.
Yeah, sure. The next presentation, the entry ID is 1428 and the brand is Star Sports.
Nikita, let us know once you're ready.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi. Good morning, everyone. I am Nikita. I am here to present an exciting Star Sports IPL Season 15 case, RJ off air, IPL on air. Let me take you through a first-of-a-kind disruption on radio. We are talking about the year 2022, when our lives moved from confined spaces of pandemic to us returning to our lives pre-pandemic. Just around this time, when IPL was also scheduled after 2 long years. Our objective was to drive viewership for IPL on Star Sports. Our challenge was multifold. IPL coming back to life with audiences in the stadium, getting undivided attention of our audiences who got accustomed to multitasking and multi-screens. While a high decibel promo invite was ready and on air, we still had to figure out a way to disrupt and grab the attention of our viewers. A key finding revealed that a core cricket audience had a very high affinity towards radio across all important markets. This helped us choose radio over all other mediums. We decided to make our RJs our influencers through radio. Their voice and fan loyalty became our propagates. 4 Star Sports viewers showed high affinity for Radio City, and we partnered with them, activating 22 markets across the country. While create disruption and get undivided attention was a core mantra, it was easier said than done. Disruption had to be first of a kind. What if we literally brought the thought of bringing everything to halt live on radio? Yes, we were convinced that this idea was a disruptor. IPL launch day match start time was 7:30 p.m., which also coincided with the listenership peak time of 7 to 9 p.m. on radio. Peak because we all are glued to our radios, listening to our favorite shows, popular tracks, of course, the live scores from RJs while on the move. So we decided to own this time band and create a never done before radio disruption. Can any of you imagine a radio station without an RJ? Yes, we did that. For the first time, 7:30 p.m. onwards, during the peak drive time, radio station across 22 markets did not have RJs on air. But the twist was that we leveraged this opportunity to remind our listeners to catch all the live IPL action on Star Sports. So ladies and gentlemen, presenting you RJs off air and IPL on air. Presenting the AV. Sorry, some technical glitch.
Okay, don't worry. I am pausing your time.
Yes.
Scheduled to go live on 26th March 2022. Star Sports wanted the audiences to leave aside everything else and tune in to RPM at 7:30 p.m.
We're not getting the sound. Are you playing the? I mean, just play this. You can just stop the video.
We can't hear the media.
Can't hear the, yeah.
You can't
audio.
hear?
Yeah.
1 second. 1 second.
Don't worry. I have already paused your timer.
Okay.
Do one
I'll just
thing.
play the. Yeah.
Yeah. Just stop sharing the screen once.
And share with
Reshare
audio.
the screen with sound.
Yeah. Yeah, I will do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you now hear? I'm just playing.
With IPL 15 scheduled to go live on 26th March 2022, Star Sports wanted the audiences to leave aside everything else and tune into IPL at 7:30 p.m. There was a need to connect to the masses and drive participation at a massive scale. Core cricket audience cohort analysis showed high affinity towards radio during peak drive time. We collaborated with India's leading, most popular and widely spread radio network, Radio City, with a massive content takeover for 4 days, leading to the debut match.
Good morning, Mumbai.
The RJs, holding all the shows and content on radio networks, have their own fan following and an undisputed ability to connect and influence. But what happens when the RJ says he won't hold a show during the IPL match, as we would be tuning in to the match?
रेडियो सिटी के इतिहास में पहली बार नहीं होगा आज रात 7:30 बजे के बाद किसी भी आरजे का शो, क्योंकि रेडियो सिटी के सारे आरजे जल्दी शो खत्म कर टाटा आईपीएल देखने की तैयारी कर बैठे हैं.
Entire content was taken over by IPL across 22 markets with various elements.
रेडियो सिटी पर मैं हूँ पलक सामने सुट एंड टाटा आईपीएल के आते इतिहास कैसे बदला है. 7:30 बजे के बाद हम जो आरजेस हैं वो आपको मिलने वाले नहीं है.
तो आप हमारे साथ बैठो, मैच देखो और एंजॉय करो. हाँ,
Branded capsules, handshake links, promos, sweepers, evening RJ's invasion on other RJ shows, thoroughly building up for 4 days prior to the opening match, announcing that the network would go RJ free leading into IPL launch day. Radio City cancelled all shows across 22 markets, with a final reminder coming up just 15 minutes before the opening match, and urged the listeners to enjoy the match. First time in history, a radio network went live without a voice.
जब टाटा आईपीएल आता है तो एक्साइटमेंट में इतिहास बदल जाता है.
The collaboration succeeded in achieving the common goal of bringing people back to their TV sets and enjoy the thrills of the game. The radio silence really paid off.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nikita. Smita, you can announce each present.
Thank you. The next presentation, entry ID is 1433, Amazon Prime Video.
And the type.
14.
Let me know once you're ready.
Yeah.
We can see the presenter's view, not the
Just
photo.
a second. Okay. Hi, I'm Rohani, and I'm going to be presenting this as Sakshi Devi. Is my screen visible?
Yes. You can start.
Yeah. Namaste, मैं हूँ Sakshi Devi from the movie Chhorii, launched on Amazon Prime Video on November 2021. This is my story, and I'm here to tell you how it all unfolded. It all began after I opened a mysterious door back on 26 November 2021. And I am going to open this door again to take you through the journey of thrills and chills. But let me warn you that opening this door might bring shivers down your spine. So be cautious while you join me into the haunted world. Chhorii is a pure horror thriller, with the plot centered around my life turning upside down after meeting Chhoti Mai. Yes, Chhoti Mai, an evil spirit who would interrupt and appear in the most unknown places with a soul-stirring lullaby. Looking at the overall context, the horror genre always walked on a thin thread line. My story was not based on a gimmick, but had strong plot with the ability to instill fear and connect with the audiences. The media choices, however, had to bring it alive. With limited budgets, we had created the much needed pull to stand apart. While the trailer was launched on TV and digital, I used radio to take the audience on a journey of sensorial emotions. I wanted my story to be noticed in the most innovative and scariest way possible. Now, what scares one more, hearing or seeing a ghost story? Audio lets one's imagination wild, where one sees more than that meets the eye. Since the key communication was pivoted around a soul-stirring lullaby, radio with its storytelling capacity was the perfect way to bring it alive. While Chhoti Mai interrupts and follows me everywhere in the movie, she interrupted and followed everyone on Radio City by taking over the entire station. She interrupted all live RJ shows. She took over the city's signature tune. She haunted the time checks and did not even spare RJ Salil, following and haunting him inside his own studio. All this being captured on CCTV footage and being telecasted on social media like Facebook and Instagram. Why I'm telling you this? Why don't you have a look at how it all unfolded through the AV?
Can't hear the media of the AV.
You can't hear the audio?
At least I can't. I don't know about others.
Okay.
No, we cannot.
Yes, cannot hear the audio.
Okay.
I've paused your timer. You can just stop sharing the screen and reshare it once again with sound.
Can you hear now?
Yes.
Yeah.
We can hear. Go ahead.
छोटी माई सब सुन रही है, यही तुम्हारे साथ। छोटी माँ बुला रही है।
City 91.1 FM and मैं आपका favorite RJ Vishwas. How are you guys today? I was feeling great today when I started my day. And like you know, studio is my favorite place where I get to talk to... Oh my God. What was that? Just a minute. Anyway, आ गया है मेरा शो स्टार्ट करने का टाइम और आप लोगों से बात करने... Excuse me. लगता है कुछ प्रॉब्लम है when I sort out this issue, no? तब तक के लिए आप ये गाना सुनिए. अरे ये क्या प्ले हो रहा है? अरे अरे who's playing this song?
शाम ढल गई है, छोटी माई बुला रही है.
Chhorii. Streaming today exclusively on Amazon Prime Video. Don't miss it.
छोरी एक ऐसी फिल्म है जिसकी पूरी कहानी, जिसकी पूरी सेटिंग, जिसकी पूरी डायरेक्शन, जिसकी पूरी परफॉर्मेंसेस, जिसका पूरा बैकग्राउंड स्कोर फैंटास्टिक.
अभी यही हूँ. छोटी माई बुला रही है. सुनाई नहीं दे रहा.
Let me ask you a question. What makes you look back at something that you heard or watched? Let me guess. It's the connect one is able to forge which leaves an impact on you. According to me, the differential factor in this campaign was that it just wasn't an innovation for the sake of an innovation. It was to bring the plot alive and showcase what one can expect in the actual movie. A way of saying, if you like this, you will definitely love the movie. It was an invasion of a radio station like no other, where Radio City actually became the haunted city. And most importantly, we over-delivered across all business parameters, making Chhorii the most loved and successful horror movie on the platform. I hope you've made a good note of the previous slide, but anyways, goodbye until next time and stay safe from Choti Mai. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next presentation, the entry ID is 1421. The brand is Role Play Tanabana. Start with the presentation.
Let me know once you are ready.
Yeah. Am I audible and the screen is visible?
Yes. You can start. Your time starts. All the best.
Thank you. Hi. Good morning, everyone. I'm Dimple Jethwani, and today I'll be presenting you the case for Royal Play Tanabana. हमारा देश भारत जो अपनी संस्कृति, विरासत और परंपरा से जाना जाता है, यहाँ की मिट्टी से चेहरे निखरते हैं, यहाँ आवाजों में रंग भी नजर आते हैं, दुनिया भर में यहाँ की कलाकृतियों के गुणगान हैं, किसी कलाकार के हाथों का जादू या किसी कारीगर की उंगलियों का कमाल है। ये कलाकृतियां विभिन्न कुलों का इतिहास है, जिससे चलती है कईयों की रोजी रोटी। मगर वक्त के साथ हम अपनी ही बनाई और बुनाई से दूर हो रहे हैं। नई टेक्नोलॉजी और मॉडर्न जमाने में हम इन्हें भूल रहे हैं। Asian Paints, being an Indian brand, truly cares about the country's culture and heritage.
Whether it's about beautifying the streets of India or spreading the joy of festivals with local heroes, uplifting the painters to certified painters, the brand goes above and beyond to give back to society. With the same zeal and commitment, we wanted to bring back the lost love for these declining handicrafts. That gave the idea to develop a new collection of wall textures. And after a lot of hard work, the idea was brought to life with Royal Play Tanabana. Tanabana means the balance of cloth or the warp and weft. The collection gave people a chance to bring home the elegance of ikat, playfulness of pom-pom, heritage of charpai, fine prints bandage, richness of tussar, intricacy of palm weave, art history of basket, and legacy of Madras checks. These textures were designed for a specific segment of the society that are modern yet traditional, like to experiment and experience new things, but not easy to influence. They are digital yet connected to heritage. They are digi-age. To reach out to them required a differential route of storytelling, because stories have the power to elicit imagination, power to teach important lessons, power to entertain people, and power to create an emotional connection. This couldn't have been done through any mass mediums but podcast, because only podcast had the potential to bring out the story behind Tanabana and captivate the audience. Currently, there are more than 15 million monthly active users for podcasts in India. Growing at a rate of 34%, they are gaining momentum in urban cities with active listenership among the affluent audience. And that is how we went on to create special Tanabana podcast. The 8th series episode, hosted by popular artist Rishikesh Kannan, was launched across audio apps and took listeners to the nostalgic journey of these handicrafts. Here is a glimpse of how the brand and stories got connected.
India's rich heritage of handicrafts has been renowned across the globe for centuries, and behind every craft is a story.
ये काम हम 11 पीढ़ी से कर रहे हैं.
Passion.
मैं जब 8 साल की थी तभी मैंने फर्स्ट डिजाइन बनाई थी.
Precision.
सिल्क कपड़े का चमक घटेगा नहीं कभी, बढ़ते रहेगा.
Travel and tradition.
The craft is an object, but does it teach us more than what it is?
Join us on this journey with Tanabana by Asian Paints Royal Play.
The series was amplified across social media, emailers, promos on music apps, YouTube audio ads, and PR. Let's quickly look at the results of the campaign. The podcast topped the charts for 2 weeks straight from the day of launch. It reached 5 million of a TG in a span of first 4 weeks. The episode saw 92.5% listen-through rate, much higher than the industry standards. With much loved response, the podcast helped meet the brand goal from it and gave their own flavor. जाने से पहले उन्हीं में से कुछ पंक्तियां मैं आप सबके सामने रखना चाहूंगी.
यादों की सिलाइयां लेकर वक्त की मशीन पर बैठ
Last 1 minute.
परंपरा को भागों में उलझाए आज कला का ताना बाना बुन रही हूँ. कुछ भूली बिसरी बातें याद कर रही हूँ. वो बंधेज का दुपट्टा दुपट्टा जो बांध के रखता था रिश्तों को साथ, गुजरात से लेकर राजस्थान तक। हर चारपाई पर बैठे जिसकी होती थी बात, जिसकी कहानी है पुरानी लेकिन करता है पूरा असर, वो बिहार के कारीगरों के रेशमी हाथों सा टसर। जैसे जैसे दुनिया बदलती रही, हम इक्कत की तरह बेजोड़ होते गए। उड़ीसा से लेकर उत्तराखंड तक हम अपनी खुद की बुनाई खोते गए। लेकिन आज फिर से आया है मौका घर एक बार फिर सजाने का, ताना बाना के इन खूबसूरत पहलुओं को अपने घर एक बार फिर लाने का।
Time's up.
Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Presentation. Entry ID is 1432. The brand is Gulf Superfleet. Start with the presentation.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Please allow me to share my screen.
You can start sharing.
Can we start?
Yes. Are you ready?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir. The screen is visible, right?
Yes. Please go ahead. Your time starts now.
Good morning to all of you. I am Naveen Chhorii here to present the case on Gulf Superfleet Suraksha Bandhan. Excuse me, there's some technical glitch. Sorry for that.
No problem. Go ahead.
Dressing, making parathas, anything that Indian households cook, आप इस राइस ब्रान ऑयल को यूज कर सकते हैं।
के लोन उत्सव में पाइए लोएस्ट होम लोन सिर्फ 6.40% ब्याज दर पर, फ्लेक्सिबल पेमेंट ऑप्शंस और 100% वेवर ऑन प्रोसेसिंग फीस।
पास अपनी खुद की गाड़ी होती जिसमें हम बप्पा को जोरों शोरों से घर लेकर आते। अब अपनी कार की ड्रीम को बनाइए रियलिटी और इस गणेश चतुर्थी बप्पा को।
While we talk about advertising clutter, the most sought after RJ mentions on radio, or for that matter, the so-called radio station takeovers, which most of the brands do take nowadays, has created a humongous amount of clutter. We thought of using radio for a very noble cause, which was vaccinating the truck drivers who were out unprotected, overexposed during the pandemic. Right? And thus came the concept of Suraksha Bandhan Season 3. We partnered Big FM, one of the strongest radio networks in the country, in this initiative. While in Season 1, we united the truck drivers with their sisters at Transport Nagar in celebrating the biggest festival of protection, which is Raksha Bandhan. In Season 2, when COVID was at its peak and these truck drivers were unprotected on the roads, we distributed Suraksha Rakhis to them. In Season 3, we went a step ahead and conceptualized the idea of Suraksha Tika, which was vaccination for the truck drivers. Now, when we talk about protection, this concept was based on a very strong insight, which was I protect what I care for. Protection is best understood when in the context of someone who people care about. For a truck driver, protection meant protecting his family, protecting his truck, protecting his truck's engine and spare parts. Given the virtue of the function, the category narrative and the category codes all revolved around protection. All the brands spoke the same language. And when everybody speaks the same language, the truck driver actually forgot the core benefit of protection and took decision on other factors like discounts and at many times on mechanic recommendations. And therefore, the challenge was, how do we talk about a functional but the most important benefit, which is protection, in a way that can create a distinctive experience for the truck driver? For protection to matter to the truck driver, we had to bring alive the philosophy of protection. And for this, we had to shift the lens of protection from the context of his vehicle and focus on the context of his life. And that is how Suraksha Bandhan Season 3 came into picture, an exclusive vaccination drive designed for the truck drivers across 11 cities in the country to vaccinate 10,000 truck workers. Let us see how this got implemented.
अपनी फिक्र भुलाकर ये अकेले रास्तों पर निकले। महामारी की कठिनाइयों को पार करके ट्रकर भाइयों ने अपना फर्ज निभाया, पहियों की रफ्तार कम नहीं पड़ने दी। इस मुश्किल घड़ी में भी देश को आगे बढ़ाया। डॉक्टर्स, मेडिकल स्टाफ अपनी सेवाएं दे पाए क्योंकि ऑक्सीजन और दवाइयां ट्रकर भाई लाते रहे। बिना घरों से निकले तब भी राशन आया क्योंकि ये जिम्मेदारी निभाते रहे। इस पैंडेमिक में ये अपनी जान हथेली पे लेकर मीलों दूर सफर पे जाते रहे।
हमारे ट्रकर भाइयों ने पैंडेमिक के टाइम हमारा बहुत साथ निभाया है।
इसके लिए हम तहे दिल से शुक्रगुजार हैं और जिंदगी भर रहेंगे।
गल्फ सुपर फ्लीट सुरक्षा बंधन सीजन 3 में पिछले 2 सालों की तरह इस साल फिर गल्फ ऑयल और बिग एफएम एक साथ आए और हमने पूरा किया वचन सुरक्षा का। राखी पे सुरक्षा का वचन भाई देते हैं, पर रक्षा का वचन देने में बहनें पीछे क्यों रहे? इस राखी एक नई शुरुआत से हम जुड़े। इस राखी वैक्सीन करेगी हमारे ट्रकर भाइयों की रक्षा।
पिछले 2 सालों से हम रक्षाबंधन के त्योहार पर आपके लिए बड़ी ही कमाल की चीज लेकर आ रहे हैं। गल्फ सुपर फ्लीट सुरक्षा बंधन।
हम इस बार सुरक्षा बंधन सीजन 3 मनाते हुए लेकर आए हैं सुरक्षा का टीका यानी वैक्सीन।
11 सिटीज में 10,000 ट्रकर भाइयों का फ्री वैक्सीनेशन कर हमने लिया है वचन सुरक्षा का।
हाय, मैं हूँ फारा खान। हाय, मैं हूँ तापसी पन्नू।
नमस्कार, मैं हूँ कैलाश खेर। मैं हूँ सोनाक्षी सिन्हा। हमारे ट्रकर भाइयों ने पैंडेमिक के मुश्किल दौर में हम सबका साथ निभाया। तो इस रक्षाबंधन में सभी ट्रकर भाइयों से रिक्वेस्ट करती हूँ कि इस साल सुरक्षा बंधन में सुरक्षा का टीका यानी कोविड-19 की वैक्सीनेशन जरूर लगवाएं। हैप्पी सुरक्षा बंधन।
कोविड से बचने के लिए वैक्सीनेशन गति से करना बहुत आवश्यक है और इस समय देश की परिस्थिति बहुत गंभीर है। ऑलरेडी कोविड की फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड वेव का हमने सामना किया है। ऐसे समय जो ट्रक ड्राइवर्स हैं उनके लिए वैक्सीन देने का जो उपक्रम आपके तरफ से जो चल रहा है बहुत अच्छा है और विशेष रूप से ट्रक ड्राइवर को आपने चुना है। तो ट्रांसपोर्ट मंत्री होने के नाते मैं आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ, आपका अभिनंदन करता हूँ और निश्चित रूप से ये हमारे लिए बहुत उपयोगी होगा। ट्रक ड्राइवर की एक प्रकार से रक्षा होगी और इस प्रकार से ये संख्या अगर आप आगे और बढ़ा सकते तो जरूर बढ़ाएं।
गल्फ सुपर फ्लीट सुरक्षा बंधन सीजन 3 अपने मंजिल अपने कल्मिनेशन की ओर बढ़ रहा है। आपको बताकर बहुत गर्व हो रहा है कि गल्फ सुपर फ्लीट सुरक्षा बंधन सीजन 3 में 11 शहरों में 10,000 ट्रकर भाइयों को फ्री वैक्सीनेशन प्रोवाइड करवाया गया।
गल्फ सुपर फ्लीट सुरक्षा बंधन सीजन 3 वैक्सीनेशन है वचन सुरक्षा का।
While we successfully achieved the goal of vaccinating 10,000 truck drivers, the brand also benefited out of it. Total awareness went up by 12%, spawned consideration and usage each went up by 4%. We had about 28,000 seconds on a radio presence. Union ministers, Narayan Health and Medanta Foundation doctors, and almost every truck association in the country joined in supporting the campaign. We used radio in a very simple but effective manner by taking the responsibility of vaccinating the truckers and fulfilling the brand promise, Vachan Suraksha Ka. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next presentation. The entry ID is 1419 and the brand is UltraTech Cement.
Am I audible?
Yes. Let us know when you are ready.
Yes, just a second. All right. We can start?
Yes, you can. Your time starts now.
नमस्कार जजेस, मैं हूँ राजेश प्रताप, यूपी के रामपुर गांव से। अल्ट्राटेक में इंजीनियर का काम करता हूँ। आज हमारे साथ है ललन सिंह जी, जिन्हें लोग घर गुरु के नाम से जानते हैं। आजकल हमारे गांव में इनके बड़े चर्चे हैं। स्वागत है आपका सिंह जी।
प्रणाम प्रणाम जजेस, प्रणाम।
सिंह जी, आपको ये नाम घर गुरु कैसे मिला?
भाई साहब इस गांव का मशहूर कॉन्ट्रैक्टर हूँ। रामपुर में सभी घर मैंने ही तो खड़े किए हैं।
अच्छा, इसके लिए तो सभी घर एक जैसे ही लगते हैं। क्या मैं आपसे कुछ सवाल पूछ सकता हूँ घर बांधने के विषय में?
जरूर पूछिए पूछिए, एक्सपर्ट है हम।
बढ़िया। अच्छा, नींव के लिए सीमेंट और रेती का क्या मिश्रण होना चाहिए?
मिश्रण? अरे भाई, रेती उठाओ जो सस्ता मिले मार्केट में, उसमें थोड़ा सीमेंट ऐड कर दो, उसके बाद बन गया फाउंडेशन। अब फाउंडेशन तो रहता है जमीन के नीचे, उसमें खर्चा करके क्या मतलब? खर्चा तो उधर करो जिधर दिखे।
ऐसा? तो आपको ऐसे फाउंडेशन पे भरोसा है मजबूती का? एक और सवाल, घर बनाने के लिए वाटर प्रूफिंग की कौन सी सोल्यूशन यूज करते हो?
क्या बोले, वाटर प्रूफिंग? अरे भाई, वाटर प्रूफिंग का क्या काम? रामपुर गांव में रहते हैं हम, यहाँ तो साल भर धूप ही धूप रहता है। मानो 2-4 हफ्ते की बारिश, उसके लिए सोल्यूशन पे काहे पैसे गंवाना चाहते हो? मैं एक स्पेशल प्लास्टिक पेंट लगाता हूँ, जिससे घर चकाचक और वाटर प्रूफिंग का काम भी हो जाता है।
अब पता चला कि लोग आपको घर गुरु क्यों बोलते हैं। थैंक यू फॉर ज्वाइनिंग अस सिंह जी।
We can't hear.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Now can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
अनफॉर्चुनेटली गांव के भोले वाले लोग इन कॉन्ट्रैक्टर की बातों में फंस जाते हैं, और यही है बड़ी दिक्कत की बात। लोगों को घर बनाना है, पर उनके पास कोई जानकारी या भरोसेमंद सोर्स भी नहीं। Building a house in India is a milestone. 90% of Indians build a house just once in their lifetime. इस बात को ध्यान देते हुए देश का नंबर 1 सीमेंट ब्रांड अल्ट्राटेक एक एक्सपर्ट साथ की तरफ।
Are you sharing a presentation or something? Because we can't see that on the screen.
Sorry for this glitch. It's going on mute automatically.
I have paused your timer. You can start now. Yeah.
इस बात को ध्यान देते हुए देश का नंबर 1 सीमेंट ब्रांड अल्ट्राटेक एक एक्सपर्ट साथी की तरह लोगों को घर बनाने के सफर में मदद करना चाहते थे, केवल सीमेंट के विषय में ही नहीं बल्कि पूरे होम बिल्डिंग जर्नी में। And that's why we developed बात घर की, an educational series on home building by experts, the real ones. We created multiple short videos and hosted it on YouTube. और ये बन गया हमारे होम बिल्डिंग की विकिपीडिया that educated many users on the topics of home building. पर हमारे टीजी का बड़ा हिस्सा देश के छोटे गांव में रहते हैं। टीवी अखबार तो यहाँ कम होते हैं, मोबाइल होते हैं, पर बहुत नेटवर्क का प्रॉब्लम होता है। जो सबसे बड़ा काम में आने वाला था वो था रेडियो। रेडियो उनके आराम और मनोरंजन का बड़ा हिस्सा था। दिन के कठिन काम के बाद रेडियो वाज देयर गो टू मीडियम टू चिल। गाना सुनना, न्यूज सुनना, इन सब चीज में बड़े शौकीन थे ये पब्लिक। Thus, radio became our go-to medium to reach the interiors where other mediums had problems. हमने बात घर की को एक अनोखे इंफोटेनमेंट ऑडियो सीरीज में अडेप्ट कर दिया, but all this was serious stuff. To make it fun and entertaining, we got UP and Bihar's favorite actor Ravi Kishan to be the host of the show. He connected well with the audience and kept them hooked. He also added a great level of credibility to the show. आइए देखते हैं हमारा एग्जीक्यूशन इस वीडियो के जरिए।
Sound is not coming. We cannot hear. I've paused your timer. Just do you just Stop the presentation and reshare it with the sound.
It is initiated with sound.
बात घर की रवि के
Yes, we can.
घर की रवि किशन के साथ, जो रेडियो एडवर्टाइजिंग में एक मिसाल बन के रह गया। The show was played out on Big FM and AIR. Campaign was on air for 8 weeks with a 15 minutes episode at a designated hour each day.
आपके लिए लेकर आया हूँ एक नया शो, बात घर की, देश के नंबर 1 सीमेंट अल्ट्राटेक के साथ। सिर्फ बिग एफएम पर हर शुक्रवार शाम 5 बजे, जहां पहली बार घर बनाने से जुड़े आपके सभी सवालों का जवाब मिलेगा, वो भी सीधे हमारे इंजीनियर बाबू से। मैं रवि किशन और हमारे इंजीनियर बाबू आपके सवालों का इंतजार कर रहे हैं। अभी कॉल कीजिए, नंबर है 9811611927।
नमस्कार रवि किशन जी, हम अशोक भूषण बोल रहे हैं।
नमस्कार, अपना सवाल पूछिए।
हम जानना चाहते हैं कि घर की नींव रखते समय हमें किन बातों का खास ध्यान रखना चाहिए।
इंजीनियर बाबू आपके सवाल का जवाब देंगे अशोक जी।
घर की नींव ढीली मिट्टी पर कभी नहीं बननी चाहिए और नींव के लिए खुदाई ठोस मिट्टी मिलनी।
बात घर
You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
It reached out to 6.7 crore people living in the interiors of the country who tuned in religiously every week. The Mind Measure scores were beyond expectations. 90% of the audience got the brand association right. The recommended by expert score went up by 30%. It further cemented the brand's #1 position in the cement category by 25%. And overall, the brand recommendation scores rose by 20 points. All in all, we took radio and turned it on its head, transforming it from just an entertainment platform to an edutainment platform, from a one-way communication platform to an interactive platform, and from primarily an awareness building platform to a lead generation platform of IHPs via all the call-ins. And in the process, we made all the IHPs a bit more smarter and a bit more knowledgeable. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, the next and the last presentation of this particular category, that is audio. The entry ID is 1425 and the brand is Star Sports.
Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
And hope the presentation is also visible to everyone.
Yes.
Sure.
Let me, you can start the presentation. Go ahead. All the best.
Sure. Thank you. Just 1 minute.
Okay, let me know once you're.
Yeah, I am ready now.
Go ahead.
So, hello everyone. Before we start, I have a small audio to play for everyone.
I think you have not shared with sound.
Can I reshare again?
Yes.
Just 1 minute.
Okay, no. I've paused your time. Don't worry.
Just 1 minute.
No problem. Let me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the chants that you heard just now were not just a mere noise. It is the call to action that galvanize us as a nation and push us to gun for glory. And it is this call to action that ignited our fans to support the men in blue in their quest for victory at the 2007 T20 World Cup and the 2011 World Cup. Hello everyone, my name is Karthik Prakash. I'm a diehard Indian cricket fanatic, just like the billions out there. In 2020, cricket came to a complete pause due to the pandemic. And then 2021 saw a completely packed cricket schedule with bilaterals, IPL in 2 phases, a World Test Championship final, and finally a T20 World Cup after 5 long years. And with India qualifying for the World Test Championship final, along with being strong contenders for T20 World Cup, expectations were at an all-time high, because an ICC trophy had eluded us since 2013. But then the unthinkable happened. We not only lost the Test Championship to New Zealand, but also had a dismal performance at the T20 World Cup, losing to arch rivals Pakistan, and then following it up by losing to New Zealand, which eventually knocked us out of the T20 World Cup. As a fan, I was completely heartbroken. At the same time, I also wanted a break from cricket due to crushing losses and also a viewership fatigue that had set in. Star Sports, the home of cricket in India and the largest broadcaster, wanted to bring a change by uniting the fans and rekindle the pride. And with New Zealand, a perennial Achilles heel, touring us immediately after the World Cup, the opportunity was just right. But to bring back the fan support, we needed another call to action, something that makes them rally behind this team. We had to make the fans believe in blue again. To make an impact, we wanted to go beyond regular TV GRPs and leverage a medium to reach our audience at a high frequency that drives participation and excitement at the same time. A medium that not only connects and engages with the listener, but also has a persona that creates a far bigger impact through constant everyday programming. What better medium than the radio, which has a dedicated audience base who connect to their favorite RJs on a personal level. The power of an audio medium such as radio is such that the listeners hear the words, start to imagine, and then by imagining, they start to participate. This participation goes beyond visuals and images and extends far into feeling, emotion, and other senses. Indian cricket fans, as you all know, are very passionate and use dramatic statements such as cricket runs through our blood and we bleed blue to show their loyalty. We looked for a radio station that had a similar identity and chose Radio City as it embodied Rag Rag Mein Daude City, which conveys energy and passion. It was a complete takeover of the radio platform by Star Sports to excite and ignite fan sentiment and reaffirm their faith in Team India. We even took over the station's jingle and recreated it by integrating a communication peg in it. Over a span of 72 hours, billions of radio listeners were taken aback when they realized that their favorite radio station had joined hands with Star Sports in solidarity for the men in blue. Branded elements including RJ mentions, station jingle, sweepers, brake bumpers, sign and sign-outs were dispersed across the day to ensure communication touched listeners across demographics. It was the station's own radio jockeys who were at the helm of driving and amplifying this incredible communication. They constantly spoke across shows about the upcoming tournament, that it was time for fans to believe in blue all over again. Now, let's see the AV and relive the journey once again.
Radio has a dedicated audience base who connect to their favorite RJs on a personal level. With the ethos of cricket runs through our blood and we bleed blue, Star Sports scanned the landscape for a radio partner whose brand identity was similar to its own. Thus, Star Sports partnered with Radio City to reach the fans on an emotional level and get them to hear, imagine, and participate. This campaign was spread across 19 cities, where Star Sports took over the entire brand identity of Radio City by recreating its signature anthem and integrating the communication of Believe in Blue.
मेरी शर्ट भी ब्लू है, मेरी ड्रेस भी ब्लू है और मेरे हेयर बैंड भी ब्लू है और मैं पूरी ब्लू हूँ because I'm supporting Team India.
To cut across all segments of cricket enthusiasts, the campaign ran for non-stop 72 hours leading up to the first match.
शाम 7 बजे से इंडिया वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड T20 मैच शुरू हो जाएगा। दूसरा T20 मैच है। स्टार स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क और डिज्नी प्लस हॉटस्टार पर आप इस मैच को देख सकते हो।
This took the country by storm as millions of cricket enthusiasts across the country were won over by their beloved RJs coming together to stand in unison for the boys in blue, along with everyday reminders spread across the country's landscape. All the hard work and determination paid off. The campaign was a huge success and a collective victory for the fans as well as Star Sports. Radio has a dedicated audience page.
The campaign turned out to be a huge success for us. Viewership numbers for India-New Zealand series exceeded all expectations. There were whooping 73 million fans to tune into the first match in support of their favorite sport and team, making it the highest rated match, T20 bilateral match that year. Lastly, India ended the series with a clean 3-0 sweep over New Zealand in the T20 series and followed it up with a 1-0 win in the Test series as well, making the fans believe in blue again.
Time's up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We are done with the category.
Yes,
Please do score for the total category and let us know. We can go ahead with the next category.
Can we start with the next category?
Just a moment. Let's check.
देखो presentations हो गई. Whenever you're ready.
Asmita, you can announce the presentation.
Okay. The next category is Best Integrated Campaign, Consumer Products, Cosmetics, Toiletries, Personal Hygiene. Starting with the first case study, the entry ID is 3304 and the brand is Philips All-in-One Trimmer. Let's start the presentation.
You can start the presentation. Your time starts now.
देखिए presentations हो गई. अब थोड़ा हंस लेते हैं. जब इतिहास की कंघी समय के बालों में गुजरती है, तो जिंदगी का रेशा रेशा संभल जाता है. रूमी. अबे बाल बना के यार लंगूर लग रहा है. Your mother. See, even before man became man, he had hair. Because hair is the kind of thing that just grows on you. And look, we need to be kinder to men because उनको भी नहीं पता कि उनके कहां से बाल निकलते हैं. Because I've realized that men's hair is like MG Road. No matter where you go, you'll find one. You're like, अरे यहाँ पे भी. Men's grooming in the meantime is like metro construction. एक जगह शुरू नहीं होता, दूसरी जगह खत्म होने का time हो जाता है. Because see, hair on your body keeps you warm. That's why Anil Kapoor is one of the hottest guys around. When women have to enhance our jawline, we have to do facial yoga and fillers. Men can literally just draw out their jawline, even if it looks like a jaw circle underneath. See, just the personal grooming industry today is valued at $2 billion. Oh my God, सुन के मेरे रोंगटे खड़े. Oh, sorry, मैंने waxing की हुई है तो camera पे नहीं दिख रहा. See, when it comes to grooming though, unfortunately, men have the memory of a goldfish. You tell them, they turn around and they've forgotten. But who knew
that those weird strings that grow out of your pores have given us iconic moments in history. See, 98% of men don't know the name of David Beckham, but they know his face. Because whenever they go to the barber shop, they can point at it and say, "Mere ko wo wala cut chahiye." See, if he had to collect royalty on every time his photo was used on the hoarding of a barber shop, he would be the richest man in the world. Nobody remembers the actress in the movie Tere Naam, but everybody remembers Tere Naam's haircut. I mean, today, what is the thing that's common in between Charlie Chaplin and Hitler? Their mustache. Even the character of a man in our movies is known very well by his hair. You can't be scared of a villain if he doesn't have a fearsome mustache to twirl in his face or a lumber beard to stroke while he plans his next evil steps. Even lack of hair is a sign. In 90s movies, pretty much every villain was ganja. कि अगर उसके बाल गिर गए तो character तो गिरा ही होगा. If you wanted to show the same actor in a double role, all you had to do was put one mustache. When a character is heartbroken, you know you have to put a beard. कि मतलब देखो दिल इतना टूटा हुआ है कि बाल बनाने के लिए time नहीं रहा. I mean, if J.K. Rowling wrote a book about a Sindhi man, she would definitely call it Harry Potter. But when it comes to grooming, men have the memory of a goldfish. You tell them once, they turn around and they have forgotten. See, for women, it may be a sign of beauty. But for men, hair is a sign of being a man. Mardangi ki nishani. As they say, agar mooch nahi to kuch nahi. And yet, when you mention the word grooming to a man, they'll run away like you're asking them to be their groom. Because women, you can get away with, give them a different wash and a different cream for every inch of the face. Face cream, neck cream, ear cream, ice cream. We will commit to these things because our faces are like a cricket pitch. You need a different player for every part of the field. But for men's grooming, they want an all-rounder like Hardik Pandya. Put it anywhere and it'll get the job done. That's like square cut and clean cut are not only batting styles, but also beard styles. Because women's skincare routine is a 300-page book. And men want their skincare or their grooming routine to be a fill in the blank. And for fill in the blank, maybe unko cheat code chahiye. Like Gajni mein, Amir Khan maintains that perfect buzz cut. क्योंकि उसने टैटू करवा रखा है कि प्लीज बाल बनवा दो. That's why he remembers two things: killer को ढूंढना और trim करवाना. And as a straight woman,
Anisha,
let
your
me tell
slides
you.
are not moving.
हाँ जी, because I am in motion.
Okay.
And as a straight woman, as I was ruminating, let me tell you, we judge men by the kind of hair they maintain. Because it tells you about the nature of man. कि अगर अपने बाल नहीं बना सकता तो मेरा क्या ख्याल रखेगा? In olden times, we used to have sundial to tell the time. In modern day, it's time to leave from work when your 5 o'clock shadow comes in. And you know what they say? That to be able to have fun, you should be able to let your hair down. But even if you do, please remember to trim it. Because when it comes to grooming, men have the memory of a goldfish. And we don't mind. As long as you don't look like a langur. So, लड़कों की 2 लाइन की summary, simple रखो और एक बार में समझ नहीं आता. And that was it. Our integrated media approach kept media foundation strong but simple. We drew upon the touchpoint map and caught every single point and managed a 2.5x business growth.
Can't hear the audio, if there was any.
No, I think you haven't shared the screen with audio. Just stop sharing it and reshare it with audio, with sound. Don't worry, I have paused your timer. No, we cannot hear the sound. We cannot even hear you. Are you sharing the screen? Yeah. No, Anisha, just do one thing. No, we cannot see that way. Anisha, just a moment. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Just give us a moment, sir. I'll directly contact. So just give me one moment, sir. I'll just connect with them directly and try to solve it. Anisha, can you hear us?
Anisha.
So let's do one thing. We will go ahead with the next presentation. By the time we will get in touch with you and resolve the issue, we will go ahead with the next presentation as of now. Once that presentation is done, you can start the presentation. Smita, you can announce the next presenter.
Yeah. Okay. Just put the message on the chat. No? Okay.
Yeah, I will call them.
To everyone. Okay. So the next presentation, the entry ID is 3305 and the brand is Colgate Visible White.
Nisha has to sign up before the next one starts.
Yeah. Let us know once you're ready.
Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Not the full screen, just the.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, you can start the presentation. Your time starts now. All the best.
Cool. Thanks. Hello, everyone. This is Navita, and I'm here to talk to you about Colgate's beautiful campaign for Visible White O2. For years, women have been tricked to think that if they were slimmer, well-dressed, and have a certain body shape, they're somehow better and more successful people. And this is why women feel compelled to look good all the time. As a result of this, women have unfortunately been hiding their true selves behind what is usually believed to be beautiful. The scale and extent of pressure that women face to look perfect is pretty far-fetched. So Colgate challenged these toxic beauty stereotypes that have pressured women to match up to this impossible beauty standard that has been set. To bring light to this, Colgate wanted to give a louder voice to all of the beautiful ladies out there. They reaffirmed the fact to all women that it was okay to be themselves, and that it was even okay to flaunt all of their perfect imperfections unapologetically. Be it short hair, dusky skin, crooked teeth like mine, or anything else. For Coco Chanel once rightly said, beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. So Colgate got out there to celebrate women for who they are and got them to embrace it with a big, bold smile. The celebration of beauty is what we call Smile Out Loud. The brand chose 3 unconventional women to showcase their natural beauty through their dazzling white smile. Pratna Jagan for not letting vitiligo stop her from modeling, Dolly Singh for those charming crooked teeth, and Tashada Uma for embracing alopecia like a boss. And here is what the media framework for the campaign launch looked like. We wanted the voices of these 3 inspiring women to be heard loud and clear. Therefore, we leveraged mass reach platforms to deliver our communication far and wide and to as many women as possible, using an attention, consideration, and purchase model. We seeded the thought of Smile Out Loud to create an impactful reach. High visibility formats such as front page ads in newspapers, hoardings in the sea, YouTube blasts, and connected TV were used to drive quick reach and high visibility in the first 15 days itself. Women who were worried about hair fall, crooked teeth, and vitiligo were shown ads respectively of Tashada, Dolly, and Pratna, encouraging them to embrace themselves the way they are, instead of searching ways to fix what is already beautiful. These ads were targeted across prominent online video and social media platforms, with a massive 900 plus creatives were made for the campaign, 250 plus videos, and 400 plus display ads, along with 150 plus influencers, were all deployed to personalize messaging across key platforms. Playing the AV to show you how we brought this campaign to life.
Beauty begins the moment you decide to be yourself. However, we live in a world where toxic stereotypes of beauty have always had unrealistic expectations labeled as ideal. But have you ever noticed women covering their mouth while laughing? Of course we have, and perhaps we have been one of them. And then what do we do? Look up to people for solutions, battle out all this kind of pressure. We at Colgate looked up to check what is really bothering people around that field. And surprisingly, teeth whitening was the #1 search result. Colgate saw this huge gap as a unique opportunity, one that required us to tap into these consumer insights, leading to the launch of Colgate Visible White 2020 and Visible White 2022. We found out that although the former beauty consumers accepted social impositions and beauty expectations, the emerging generation displayed a willingness to push through. Smile Out Loud was born from this core insight that addressed the importance of inner radiance that shines. As a beauty consumer has evolved and the journey is a lot more complex, we had to ensure that the right creatives and communications were targeted to each stage across the funnel.
A lot of people ask me, why don't you get your teeth fixed? Fix. Beautiful.
900 plus creators were deployed to ensure we personalize the communication. We reached women across a target audience to drive awareness of our messaging. 200 plus digital video assets were made and run across TV and OTT platforms like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, OTT, and CTV. 250 plus beauty influencers across CAT ABC were selected to amplify our message on social platforms. 400 plus display ads were made around product benefits, and claims were targeted to in-market audiences. Those looking for hair perfection saw Uma Toshada embrace her alopecia. Those double-tapping flawless skin posts saw Pratna celebrate her vitiligo. and those following feed goals saw Dolly smile out loud. And the results, we reached 90% more of the beauty audience. The keyword Colgate Visible White on Amazon grew by 2x in just 3 months. It became the 10th most searched phrase in oral care on Amazon. 1.6% increase in monthly units sold, delivered 13% lift in ad recall, 6% increase in awareness. Messaging association to teeth whitening saw a monthly increase of 5% during campaign launch and sustenance. The omni-channel approach with retail partners saw a strong commercial performance across channels, including Flipkart, Amazon, Nykaa, BigBasket, among many others. While these numbers speak for themselves, true beauty will always smile out loud.
So just recapping some of the strong media and business results of our campaign. Our unconventional muses created the desired waves and drove positive conversations around breaking beauty norms. We received an overwhelming participation in support of this movement that also got us to trend at #2 position on Twitter. Furthermore, searches for the brand term Colgate Visible White went up massively by 4x. And we also delivered a 13% lift on recall, which has been remarked as best-in-class performance basis industry benchmarks, along with a whopping 6% lift delivered on brand awareness as well. Aside of these media results, we can also proudly say that we grew business as well. There was a 1.68x growth in sales across e-com channels. And thus, we inspired 89 million women to be themselves, embrace their perfect imperfections, and most importantly, smile out loud. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Anisha, are you ready?
Anisha?
We cannot hear you.
Is the presenter ready?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Yeah. I'm just getting someone else to log in. Just give us 1 second so that they can share their screen. Or I can test it one more time. Let me know if it works. Is it working?
While most men looked like this during the lockdown, attention on personal grooming was bouncing back, but the category was still
Is the audio working?
Audio is working, but we cannot see the screen yet.
We can't see anything on the screen, though it is quite audible.
It is audible? Okay.
Yes.
Give me 1 second. Can you see now?
While most men looked like this during the lockdown.
No, we cannot see the video. Audio is coming.
But the category
Okay, 1 second.
was still seeing slow growth. With the adding pressure
Now?
from new age competition brands, there was an increasing need.
Audio is coming. Screen stop. Sharing stop.
Try sharing the screen again. Is the screen visible?
Just a moment, please. No, it's
No.
Let me try from here, Anisha.
Yeah, can you try?
Yep. Let me try, Anisha, from my end.
I'm not sharing.
yes, Nitin, you can start sharing the screen.
Yeah, can you try?
Is it fine? Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah, can you just test the audio once?
Yeah, please just hold on.
Yes.
Let me try.
Looked like this.
Let's take it from the top, Nitin.
While
I'm not sharing.
Yes, Nitin, you can start sharing the screen.
Yeah, just first slide, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do this again. Sorry,
Can you
guys.
try? Is it fine? Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah, can you just test the audio once?
Please just hold on.
Yes.
Let's try.
Looks like this.
Let's take it from the top, Nitin.
While
I'm not sharing.
Someone is
Yes,
playing
yes.
YouTube
Sharing the screen.
when sharing, so please
First
close YouTube.
slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do this again. Sorry, guys.
Can you try? Is it fine? Is the screen visible?
Yes.
Yeah, can you just test the audio once?
I think now we should start, please, because we have done enough of checking. I think we should start now. Please start.
Anisha, someone is playing YouTube behind, so please stop playing the YouTube as well, and start sharing the screen. Nitin, you can start sharing the screen and
Yeah,
start the
let's roll.
presentation.
Let us
Yeah.
roll.
We can start.
Yes, go ahead. We cannot hear you, Anisha.
Hello. Presenters. Hello.
We cannot hear your voice.
No.
Am I audible now?
No.
Yes, you are.
Fantastic. Good evening. जैसा कि हम कह रहे थे, अर्ज किया है, जब इतिहास की कंगी समय के बालों में गुजरती है तो जिंदगी का हर रेशा संभल जाता है. ये कहा था रूमी ने. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. अबे बाल बनाना लंगूर लग रहा है, ये कहा था आपकी मॉम ने. Now see, even before man became man, he had hair. Because hair, it's the kind of thing that grows on you. Look, we need to be kinder to men because उनको भी नहीं पता कि उनके कहां से बाल निकल रहे हैं. Because I've realized men's hair is like MG Road. No matter where you go, you're like, अरे वाह, यहाँ पे भी एक. Men's grooming, on the other hand, is like metro construction. एक जगह खत्म नहीं होता, दूसरी जगह शुरू करना पड़ता है. But they say that hair on your body keeps you warm. That's why Anil Kapoor is one of the hottest men around. See, when women, we have to enhance our jawline, we'll do facial yoga. Men just have to wait for their hair to grow out so they can literally draw their own jawlines. It doesn't matter if they have a jaw circle underneath. Now, I have heard that just the men's personal grooming industry is worth $2 billion. सुन के रोंगटे खड़े हो गए. I mean, मैंने वैक्सिंग की हुई है तो कैमरा पे नहीं दिख रहा. When it comes to grooming though, men have the memory of a goldfish. You tell them once, they'll turn around and then they've forgotten. But who knew that the strings that grow out of your pores will give us such iconic pop culture moments in history? 98% of men don't know who David Beckham is, but they know his face because they pointed at it when they go to a barber shop and said, "Mere ko wo wala cut chahiye." If he had to collect royalty for every time his hair was on a barber's hoarding, he would be the richest man in the world. Nobody remembers who the actress in Tere Naam is, but we all remember that Salman Khan haircut. I mean, what's the thing that's in common between Hitler and Charlie Chaplin? Their facial hair. Even in our movies now, we know the character of a man by his hair. See, you can't be scared of a villain if he doesn't have a fearsome mustache that he's twirling away, or like a lamba beard to stroke while he's making his next evil plans. Arey, even lack of hair is a sign. Because 90s movie villains, all of them were fearsome villains without a single hair on their head. कि मतलब हाँ, अगर बाल गिर गए तो कैरेक्टर भी गिरे होंगे. See, if you wanted to show the same actor in a double role, no, all you have to do is give one of them a mustache. Even if J.K. Rowling wrote a book about a Sindhi man, she would call it Harry Potter. But when it comes to grooming, men have the memory of a goldfish. You tell them, they'll turn around once and then they've forgotten. For women, hair is a sign of beauty. But for men, hair is a sign of being a man. With a mardangi ki nishani. As they say, ki agar mooch nahi to kuch nahi. And yet, when you mention the word grooming to a man, he'll run away like you're asking him to be his groom. Because you can get away with giving a woman lots of creams and washes for every part of her face, no? Face cream, neck cream, ear cream, eyes cream. We can commit to these things. Like, because our faces are like a cricket pitch where you need a different player for every part of the field. But a man wants his grooming to be all-rounder like Hardik Pandya. He put it anywhere and it'll get the job done. That's why square cut and clean cut are not only batting styles, but also beard styles. Because see, women's skincare routine is like a 300-page book. Men's grooming is like a fill in the blank. And unko wo fill in the blank ke liye bhi cheat code chahiye. And cheat code is that you have to keep constantly reminding them. Gajni mein, Amir maintains that perfect buzz cut because उसने tattoo लगा रखा है कि बाल काट दे यार. Every 15 minutes he remembers two things: कातिल को ढूंढना and बाल काटना. And as a straight woman, let me tell you, we judge men by the kind of hair they have. It tells you about the nature of the man. कि अगर अपने बाल नहीं संभाल सकता तो मेरा ख्याल क्या रखेगा? In olden times, they used to have a sundial, to be able to tell the time. In modern times, you just have a 5 o'clock shadow that appears, and that's when you know you have to leave office. And you know what? They say that to be able to have fun, you should learn to let your hair down. But even if you're letting your hair down, yaar, trim to karke aa. Because when it comes to grooming, men have the memory of a goldfish. And we don't mind, as long as you don't look like a langur. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So, लड़कों की 2 line summary, simple रखो और एक बार में समझ नहीं आता. Next slide, please. And that was it. Our integrated media approach kept media foundations strong but simple. We drew a 14-point touchpoint map and caught every single one and managed a 2.5x growth in business.
While most men looked stiff during the lockdown, the tension on personal grooming was bouncing back, but the category was still slow. With the added pressure from new brands, there was an increasing for Philips to differentiate in clutter. Bracketed under the non category, preference and market share. Interestingly, an increasing number of men grooming into their own hands and post-lockdown world. We leveraged this in setting killer propositions and stay relevant via Philips all-in-one shimmer. Now men could groom with ease in the comfort and safety of their home. Our bespoke consumer research indicated 14 touchpoints in the consumer journey. Our strategy was simple. Don't miss a single one. We dialed up brand discovery via highlight. On TV, a combination of R&F plus impact drove visibility. We complemented TV plans with YouTube, OTT via affluence. Social media drove frequency via non-video assets. For engagement and exploration, we narrowed our outreach. 1. Retargeting engaged users from the previous phase. 2. Activating affinity platforms with market audience like InShot, Spotify, Sportskeeda, Money Control, Bloomberg, MySmarts. 3. Drive product differentiation via platforms with authority in the men's category like Men's X, GQ, MySmarts, All our campaigns redirected users to the tools. We also targeted transaction coverage from the category via Amazon DSP to try and platform purchase intent and conversions. The results? 700 million plus impressions, 150 million plus video views, 5 million plus clicks to e-com, resulting to 1 million e-com visits at 54% click-to-visit ratio. The campaign managed to create a well-groomed impression on its audience.
Next slide. And you can read this again. Next slide. Next slide. See, sometimes you don't need anything fancy, but just strong media planning. And thank God, इस बार technology ने हमारा साथ नहीं दिया, but we are very grateful कि Philips ने हमारी media का साथ दिया. Thank you so much.
I personally think that this was a part of the strategy to delay the presentation, I think, because grooming takes time, right? Right, Amisha? I think so. Anyway, well presented. So this brings this session of the morning session of the second day to an end. My submission to the jury panel would be, what is your take on this online presentations? What do you feel about it? Not to highlight any presentation, who presented well, who spoke well, nothing on that, but overall experience from an experience angle.
I think Bipin, Kunal here, I think, I think from an experience perspective, it's quite an engaging and interesting one. And especially with the pre-reads available, I think that really helps because if you've gone through the pre-read, you can connect quite well. And then, so I think that way it's quite comfortable for all of us.
Okay. Anybody else?
So Vipinda, I think it allows the flexibility, first of all, to be at your own space. Obviously, we miss the days when we used to assemble together to judge. So those days are still missed. But I think for FEs, you did a great thing. You had a pre-event jury. What should I say?
It is going to be replicated, my friend. And I'm telling you.
Perfect.
I'm telling you the time also, 5 to 6 on the event day.
So I think that's something which was missing. So physical gathering is anyway there, Vipinda. So I think this is way more flexible. I think we can attend on weekdays. So wo wali cheezein hai, so it makes overall situation win-win for everyone.
FE and FB are our siblings, yaar. Dono ko same treatment milega.
So what you have done this year for FEs, matlab wo 5 to 6 jury assembly, I think that was a great idea.
Yeah, that was our president's idea. Partha Sinha's idea.
Yeah. So Parthoda ka jo idea tha, I think that is great. Yeah. So same works here.
So thank you very much, jury members. It was great to have you. And now we break and regroup. My team, I think, of Kavita, Gopal, Nihar, Suresh, and everybody, Amul, Matthew, everybody has done a good job. And Shraval and Nitin are absolutely brilliant on the technical front. Thank you.
Thank you, Bipin. It was a learning experience as usual.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Bipin. Thank you, Bipin.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Yes. Shraval, Nitin. Shraval, Nitin. Hello.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
So went on well?
Yes, sir. Everything went well.
Kavita, I think we finished before time, right?
Nitin, stop streaming.